Hello, my name is Richard Arredondo. I'm a designer, artist, illustrator, and professor emeritus and a long-time exhibitor for Centro Aztlan. And welcome to Una Plática. I would have to say, I always tell people that the inspiration to become an artist really was back when I was like in 4th and 5th grade. The sisters, the nuns at my Catholic school of Our Lady of Sorrows. And then I went on to junior school, where my junior school, Hawthorne junior school teacher also inspired me to continue the art. And then I went to Fox Tech, where I took commercial art and was, one of my peers was Jesse Trevino. I was a sophomore and he was a senior at that time. And then of course, all the artists, when I took art history and I went to the University of Texas for my degree, all the art history that I took, many of the artists like Picasso and El Greco and many of the Renaissance and modern artists, of course, too. Yes, I'm a long-time resident, born here, well, in 1949. My family, on my mother's side especially, are descendants of Gregorio Esparza, one of the few Tejanos who died at the Alamo, but my family goes even before him. My great-great-grandmother was born here in 1823. And I'm also a big Ancestry.com researcher, so I've done a lot of research. So anyway, my family's been here a long time. The change or impact that I would like to do with my art, well, I did a lot of that when I was teaching for 30 years at San Antonio College with many thousands of students. And I feel very privileged and proud to have been able to nurture many students to go on who now are well-known artists like Andy Benavides, who just finished that mural downtown for the Spurs. He was one of my students. But now I enjoy, as I dare say, elderly artists to inspire and still continue to encourage young people, especially, to pursue their art, be it music or dance or fine arts. Having organizations like Centro Aztlan, the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center, they're very instrumental, especially, and have been, in putting San Antonio in the map as a major Latino, Mexican-American cultural center in the United States. But it's very important for encouraging many, not just youth, but many artists, up-and-coming artists in San Antonio, for a place to meet other artists and a place to exhibit their work. Because years ago, there were not very many places, exhibit galleries that showed much art of Latinos, Mexican Americans. My favorite exhibit program that Centro Aztlan presents every year is the December 12th Our Lady of Guadalupe exhibit. I was brought up very Catholic in Catholic school, and my mother was a Guadalupana, and so I have this very close bond to Our Lady of Guadalupe, because I also went to school in Mexico, and I visited the Basilica. But the Guadalupe show is one of my favorite. The Dia de los Muertos is also equally my favorite. I used to do an altar, but every year I never get time, but I used to do altars way back when Aztlan was at Las Palmas in the old days. My favorite thing about San Antonio art is that it's very diversified, not to use that word so much, but it is very diversified in the city that we live in, from ethnic Latino cultural arts centers to the Carver Center for African Americans to the Blue Star for contemporary art. And there's all kinds of avenues for artists to be led and to be influenced or inspired to exhibit and enter their work at these galleries. My advice to a person who has the desire to make art their career is to continue doing art daily if they can, and not become discouraged, but also exploring other artists and the kind of work that they do. Having a community of artists is also very instrumental in keeping the enthusiasm going. And so that's what I would say. Continue to meet with other artists and don't give up, and don't be afraid to speak up. The piece that I am showing for this Plática is one of those illustrations, I call them illustrations, art pieces of Our Lady of Guadalupe. It was last year's entry for the Our Lady of Guadalupe show. And it's distinct because it's in the Art Nouveau style. When I taught at San Antonio College, I taught this course, History of Graphic Design. And I would talk about constructivism and all the art movements, the Renaissance and medieval manuscripts. But one of my favorites was Art Nouveau. So I would have the students incorporate a current product or service into a design or an advertisement using the Art Nouveau style. And so I got the idea from my own projects that I gave to my students to create illustrations, artworks in the Art Nouveau style. So I've created 3 Guadalupes in the Art Nouveau style. And it's very distinct in its design. It shows a Guadalupe in some instances as a more triumphant, heroic figure, and not your more solemn, traditional figure that everyone is used to seeing of the Guadalupe.